Hello again, everybody. This is Marvelous Mark from the Off the Rope Show. Before I do my WWE main event review for November 28th, 2012, I have a little bit of bad news to report if you haven't already seen it. Former member of the Freebirds, Buddy Roberts, died today at the age of 65. Some of you older wrestling fans will remember him as a member of the original Hollywood Blondes. No, we're not talking about Stunning Steve Austin and Brian Pillman. Talking about Buddy Roberts and Jerry Brown, who were a tag team, and they won numerous tag team titles across the United States in different territories back in the day when there were actually territories in wrestling. And of course, he was best remembered as one of the Freebirds, along with Michael Hayes and Terry Gordy. And it's a pretty sad day in wrestling. I think he was one of the most underrated talents of his generation, and I think he is a wrestler that was really ahead of his time, and I think he will be missed. Alright, now to my WWE main event review for November 28th, 2012. This week I got Michael Cole and JBL doing commentary because The Miz was just returning from overseas with the troops, along with R-Truth and Eve and Layla and Vince McMahon. And the main event match this week is John Cena against Damien Sandow. And before the match begins, they show this nice video package of John Cena and how his mom says that when he was growing up, he really wanted to be somebody. He wanted to be a wrestler. And then they just talk about things that happened through his life, and they talk about his work with the Make-A-Wish Foundation, which I commend him for. He really is one of their most requested celebrities, athletes, what have you. And it's my beef with John Cena is not with John Cena the man, it's John Cena the wrestling character. And I've talked a lot of shit about him, but I'm only bashing his wrestling character, not him as a man. As a man, he sounds like one of those guys you'd like to sit down and have a beer with or something. But anyway, then they also show a little video package about Damien Sandow, and I thought both of the packages were good. And then another thing before the match starts, you see this tout by Cody Rhodes wishing his tag team partner on the Rhodes Scholars luck. And then we get to the match itself. Damien Sandow actually dominated most of this match. I'm not going to lie here. And Cena actually did a good job in making somebody look good, which is to be commendable because he usually doesn't put anybody over, and he usually doesn't make anybody look good. But in this case, he did. But then we got towards the end of the match, and then we got Super Cena. That's another gripe I have about John Cena's character. It's just like he just rises up from the ashes or whatever, you know, just all of a sudden. But anyway, Cena ends up winning with the STF. But the only gripe I have about this is couldn't he have just pinned him with the AA or something? It's it kind of made Sandow look weak at the end when as soon as he got the STF on him, he just tapped out right away. It's I don't really agree with the finish, but as far as the match goes, I thought it was pretty good. Cena actually made Sandow look good for a change in a Cena match. So then afterwards, Josh Matthews read a prepared statement from Sandow. He wanted to talk to him after the match, but he ended up reading a prepared statement and blah blah blah. And at the end of it, it was you're welcome. And then there was one more match on this show. The U.S. Champion Antonio Cesaro taking on Zack Ryder. Woo woo woo. Ugh. Anyway, this match actually got a few minutes, which is probably a few minutes more than it should have gotten. But that being said, Cesaro ended up winning, which is no surprise. You get a post-match promo out from Cesaro after the match, basically running down America. He's actually getting some legit heat, which is surprising for a heel in WWE nowadays. But then you see Kofi Kingston showing up on the ramp, and then basically all this does is set up next week's main event match, which is champion versus champion. U.S. champion Antonio Cesaro against the IC champion Kofi Kingston, and that's what ends the show. And final thoughts about this show is that Cena actually did a good job in making Sandow look good, even though he made him tap out with the SGF. And then Cesaro and Ryder match is just kind of there. So, anyway, that's my thoughts about this show, and let me know what you thought down below, and subscribe up above if you haven't already. This is Marvelous Mark signing off for now, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.